going on, guys? Shadow here, and thanks for coming back to the channel, Shadow Creators Entertainment. I hope you guys are having a great time as we head into spooky season. Yes, Halloween is upon us. October is here, and that's why I'm trying to get this video out before the end of September, because I want to at least adhere to what I had for my September schedule. But not going to prolong the video. This video is already going to be kind of shorter than the last one. It's a very rushed video, but I wanted to get it out. These are my thoughts on What If episode 4, 5, and 6. Let's go ahead and dive right into episode 4. It's titled, What If Doctor Strange Lost His Heart Instead of His Hands? A grief-stricken Doctor Strange uses the Eye of Agamotto in a dangerous effort to change the past. Okay, so this was the episode that a lot of people went in was like, okay, well, this is going to be something different, and holy crap. So instead of him going to his little gala or whatever by himself, in this universe, he's dating Christine, whereas in the regular MCU, they had like a on and off type thing. They're dating, he invited her to the event, and they're driving, and the crash happens, but instead of this time losing his hands, he loses Christine. He loses his heart. And that spurs him on to want to learn the mystic arts in an attempt to try to bring her back. Now, he does, in this universe, he does learn about the time stone and time manipulation, and he does go on to watch the Sorcerer Supreme die and then go on to defeat Dormammu. Well, as he's sitting one night drinking, again, his hands are clear. So this is a Doctor Strange in this universe who didn't have to struggle to just get adjusted to his hands. He was able to master mysticism much quicker than our Doctor Strange. And you know how powerful our Doctor Strange is, so just imagine not having that handicap, just going straight in, just dominating, learning how to do magic like that. And he has a discussion with Wong, and it's on the anniversary of losing Christine, something like that. I think at this point they said it's been 2 years, and he decides to go back in time and uses the stone. Now, I think. And I haven't really watched it before this because I'm just coming off the cuff. I think he does it a couple times before the Ancient One steps in, but I don't know if he did it a couple times or first. But it gets to a point where he does it enough times where the Ancient One steps in, and she's like, "Look, you can't stop. This is You can't stop what happened. This is an absolute point in time," which gives us new lore for the MCU. First, we got the stuff with the TVA, and now we have absolute points in time, stuff that has to happen in certain universes for stuff to move on. I might do a video about that later. It's on the list of stuff that I kind of want to do later. I want to, I really do. Just gotta find the time. But anyway, they battle, and the Ancient One splits. Now, when he's back in time at this point, he goes to the crash, and it goes through like a little montage, like every single time they get hit by some kind of car. He even tries to stand her up, and she dies in a fire. So the very last time he does it, and he gets so frustrated, the Ancient One steps in. She is alive at this point in time. She has a corporeal form, so when she goes to attack, she's actually there. And what she does is she splits Stephen Strange in two, to an extent. She basically splits the timeline in half, where at the decision that Strange makes to go back in time to save Christine, there's a timeline where he doesn't. He listens to Wong, and they go get Ben and Jerry's ice cream. And then there's the Strange that we follow, where he does go back in time to the lost library of Cagliostro, and he spends that time learning new magics. Learning stuff that he's read the book of Cagliostro in the series, but this is like the full-blown library, like eons upon eons of lost arcane knowledge that he sits there and learns, and he learns that he needs to absorb energy from magical creatures in order to get more powerful. So he does, and he spends centuries stuck in a loop. Just now, he tries to absorb what we all believe is Shuma-Gorath in like the very first thing he does, and it almost kills him. So he starts small. He goes from a little gnome, a little bug creature. That he takes the cloak of. I'm sorry, guys. The cloak of levitation and all this stuff, and then like just a whole bunch. I'm not editing this, by the way. This is gonna be straight up the cut. I'm not editing this. This is just going straight up. And he takes the cloak, and he just goes through all these different monsters and all these amazing visuals, and just really cool. And I definitely do want to go back later once the series is over and take the time to go through some of the visuals and Easter eggs and all that stuff. When I get the time, guys, I promise I'm going to make some more quality content. I promise, I really am. But yeah, so he does this for centuries. He absorbs all these monsters to where he gets to the final one, which he goes back to the, I'm doing air quotes, Shuma-Gorath creature, the tentacles, and instead of trying to absorb the entire thing, he opens the portal, lets it come out, cuts it off, and then absorbs the energy that way. So he, at this point, feels that he is completely all-powerful. It's been centuries. The keeper of the library has gotten old and gray. He's like, I can save you. He's like, no, you can't. You're not supposed to mess with time, and you're not all here. And that's when he realizes that he's been split in two as far as the timeline. So we go back to the regular Strange, who didn't decide to go back in time, and he turns around and sees that his universe is just being obliterated, turned into these little like speck dots and ooze and all this stuff, just oozing away, not dusting away. It's a very different effect. And he gets a visit from a now incorporeal, or I guess a ghostly ancient one, which he realizes, okay, if you're here, even though you should definitely be dead, this is the end of the world type of thing. Which I love that little comedy beat right there. It's really cool. And then we get the battle with Strange, with Good Strange versus Dark Strange, or Strange Supreme, something like that. And the battle is really cool because you see him trying to put up a fight. Wong has gave him like a enchanting from the Vishanti to kind of boost his power, boost his protection. And they go through all the different magics. We lose the original Cloak of Levitation, and then we see like how monstrous the Supreme Strange has become. And he does this trick where he shows Good Strange the memory of Christine, and basically he finally gets to the point where he finally beats and absorbs Good Strange. And this is the final push to give him the final power to resurrect Christine. Well, he's blind to everything else that's going on. The universe, his entire universe is fading away. Not just his Earth, his entire universe is fading, is being turned into ooze and just fading away. Everyone, humans, aliens, the entire universe being faded away. And when he finally uses his power to, once he absorbs Good Strange, he becomes like just gigantic, monstrous looking form. Just it's super really, it's really cool. Honestly, I really like the design. It's just so like grotesque and shows that, you know, you are corrupted by what you consume, what you become. And he uses the power to resurrect Christine, and it's so much power that when she comes back, he exerts so much power that he loses some of the creatures that he absorbed, and kind of comes to his senses when he sees that, oh yeah, I just brought her back, but she's starting to fade away. And the Watcher, who at this point in time has only still been like in the background, he actually comes to Strange Supreme like, you have royally screwed up, and I'm not going to intervene. He's like, but you can, you're a god, I've read about you, I know about you, I heard you before, da-da-da-da. And he's like, yeah, no. And he leaves, and Strange's universe is just enclosing in on them. He uses a powerful spell to halt it, to make basically his own prison. He has to watch Christine die again! And that is the end of episode 4. So, the episode before was dark with the death of the Avengers and everything, but this just, from episode 3 to episode 6, just the darkest of stories, which we'll get to in a little bit. But I really love the visuals in this. Like I said, I do want to go back and just like talk about Easter eggs and visuals. Take some time and do all that stuff. Really great episode. I enjoyed it when it came out. It was really scary watching it at 3 o'clock in the morning, seeing some of the creatures that he absorbed and become. But I really like how they handled those. So, with that being said, we're going to go right into episode 5, the zombies episode. Give me a second, guys. Yes, so, simply put, what if zombies? When the Avengers are affected by a zombie plague, surviving heroes search for a cure. Cure. Oh, God, there we go. So yeah, this episode really encapsulated that dark feel. Like, we only focus on, we focus on the entire universe last episode, but all our favorite characters we get to watch either be zombified or get turned zombified, and while it's not a completely faithful adaptation to the comics, for the MCU, I think it really, really works well. Hope sends Hank into the Quantum Realm. This basically takes place around the Infinity War, Ant-Man 2 timeline. And, first we see the Hulk coming back to Earth, like he does from the end of Ragnarok. And instead of being met, he gets met by Ebony Maw and Black Dwarf, or Cull Obsidian, if you want to call him in the MCU. Before they can fight, which the Hulk still doesn't come out, they get attacked by Tony, Wong, and Doctor Strange. However, the attack is a lot more brutal, and it's discovered that now they are zombies. Zombies who can still use their powers, their iron suits, their magic. So, yeah. While they can't talk like they did in the comics, this is still like that showcasing that they're able to use their special skills. And we just go through the episode. Hope comes in, uses an entire army of ants to disintegrate Doctor Strange. The cloak of levitation helps decapitate Wong, and Hope blasts Tony's head off. And they come in, they save Hulk, and Peter Parker is there carrying him away, and they get back to their base. And you see this little Zombieland style intro where all the characters get like their own little set pieces and all stuff. It's really, really cute. It's something we've actually seen Peter Parker do before in the MCU, where he like vlogged him doing Civil War, what we saw at the beginning of Homecoming and stuff. So it was something along the lines of that. And we see Okoye's there. Okoye, Sharon, Bucky, Happy Hogan, Kurt from Ant-Man, and now the Hulk. And they're sitting there. Oh, and of course, Wasp. They're sitting there, trying to stay alive and discover what's going on. And they get a beacon from from Camp Lehigh, which was Captain America's old stomping grounds. They get there to discover its vision. Along the way, they lose Happy, they lose Sharon. We see Bucky take the shield and cut open Captain America. We eventually, Hope gets injured and gets scratched to where she's turning into a zombie, so she grows giant and throws them over the wall. They get to Camp Lehigh. There's a whole horde of zombies, but they're not going into the base. So she puts them over the wall, and she basically passes out and gets attacked by more zombies and dies. While in giant form. So yeah, that's a whole thing. They get in the base and discover that the Mind Stone inside of Vision, who's been contacting them, Vision is there. That's the reason why the zombies aren't attacking that entire base, is because the frequency of the Mind Stone. And they seem like they found some hope and they have an answer, but then they discover that the whole reason that they're there is because Vision wants to feed them to Wanda. He couldn't bring himself to kill her, and with her powers, he really couldn't kill her. So he's been feeding her people, and this is taken straight from the comics, where in the comics, Hank Pym was basically holding T'Challa captive and feeding off him like bit by bit, body part by body part. But we discovered that T'Challa in this universe is still alive. His leg is cut off, like in the comics, and he's been slowly being fed to Wanda. Well, all hell breaks loose. Wanda gets loose. She kills Kurt. She eventually kills Okoye. And Vision finally sees the error of his ways and is like, look, take the Mind Stone, go to Wakanda, figure out what's going on. We also see the talking head of Scott Lang. So that was really fun. And the cloak of levitation latches onto him, and he's basically like a flying head from Futurama. It's really, really cool. And they escape in the Quinjet. The Hulk sacrifices himself to battle against the zombies and zombie Wanda, which we never get to see the end of that battle, which really sucks. And they get the stone, they head to Wakanda, and we get to Wakanda and we push in on the barrier, and there's zombies inside the barrier of Wakanda, and we see the Dora Milaje and the Jabari, zombie versions of them, surrounding zombie Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet and 5 of the 6 stones. Holy crap. And that's how the episode ends, and oh my god, it was all everyone could talk about for a while. It was really, 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 really cool. Great episode. Like I said, not an official adaptation, but what we got, I really enjoyed, and I think we should definitely get a part 2 to it. I know we're going to get answers to what happens at the story at the end of episode 9 when they reintroduce everybody. But yeah, so really, really good episode. Solid episode. I'll give like my breakdown and all that stuff when I do the 10 words or less. But let's go ahead and hop into episode 6. And we're back. Sorry, I needed to take a break to eat something. Okay, so episode 6. What if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark? An American soldier called Killmonger rescues Tony Stark when his Humvee is suddenly attacked in Afghanistan. Well, talk about a rewind all the way back to the very first movie in the MCU, which is Iron Man. Literally some shot-for-shot recreations, a couple differences, very slight differences. But right when it gets to the point where the bomb drops and it's about to blow Tony's butt back with a bunch of shrapnel, Killmonger appears, literally picks it up and chucks it. We saw it in the trailer. It is really, really cool to see it. Like, he just picks it up and chucks it. I kind of want to see Michael B. Jordan in live action just come in, pick it up, and chuck it and let it explode. Really cool. Of course, Michael B. Jordan does come back. A lot of the actors from Black Panther and some from Iron Man do come back for this. Not all. And it's really, really cool. So he saves Tony Stark, gets him back to the States. Of course, that means Tony does not get shrapnel in his heart. He doesn't create the mini arc reactor. He doesn't become Iron Man. He gets back, he holds a press conference, and then in that press conference, Killmonger basically just lets all the tea out about Obadiah Stane, causing him to be, arrested immediately right then and there. And he's basically it's that Trojan horse type thing, which I kind of figured from the beginning of the episode, but I'll keep explaining, I'll let you know. So he gets really close to Tony. Tony makes him like the head of security, and he makes him the CFO, and they're sitting there in the garage and they're building out like, look, I want to make the world a better place. We need to be able to work without soldiers. So they basically not necessarily co-opt, but what we saw Justin Hammer do in Iron Man 2 with the drones, well, with the help of Ivan Vanko, they create this, and he pulls out his schematics from his MIT database, and he basically built a Gundam, which is attributed to Michael B. Jordan loving anime, which I really, really love. They incorporated that into the story, and so they take time. They do a montage like they do in Iron Man 1. They show like the testing phase and the building phase, and it's really cool seeing like Tony be ready with Killmonger and them getting closer and all that stuff. And then they're built, but then they need a power source, and Tony even considers creating a miniature arc reactor. But then he's like, nah, that's stupid, whatever. By the way, Tony has been drunk, or staying drunk this entire episode, which, this is also that kind of demon in the bottle storyline that we necessarily didn't really get in the MCU, because he was made a better person by, Yen Sid's death and escaping captivity. We never got that here, so he's still very, very arrogant person, and with a drinking problem. And we see Rhodey, which this time it's Don Cheadle Rhodey, and they've discovered a power source that's vibranium. He tells them it's vibranium, and they go see Claw. And during the Claw scene, Black Panther appears, and he's trying to knock out everybody. And basically, before he can team up with Don Cheadle to take out Claw, Killmonger appears, takes the sonic weapon that Obadiah Stane used in the first movie, disorients Black Panther, kills him, kills Rhodey, takes the vibranium. So the government had already paid Claw for the vibranium, so he was already gone. So not only did Claw get paid, and the American government got the vibranium, but Claw and Killmonger working together, and they go to the entrance or the close to the barrier of Wakanda, and like the movie, Claw gets killed by Killmonger. He brings him in, and he's like, "Hey, look, I killed you. I killed your guy who killed your people. Let me in. Give me a audience with the king." Now, before he did this, he got back to the States. They already built several prototypes, and he ended up again being confronted by Tony, who had AR of the death of Rhodey. He killed his best friend. He's gonna be pissed. So he ends up killing Tony with the vibranium spear, pinning the death of Tony on Wakandans, who I guess fell. So he pins it on them, saying though their king was killed, their prince was killed, so they want revenge. They killed Tony, and now it's a full-out war between Wakanda and the States. General Ross gives the go-ahead to manufacture and build the entire army of Gundam drones to attack Wakanda. Killmonger is in Wakanda. He's feeding like, "Hey, look, I can help stop these machines when they come. This is a whole army. I just want to be here with my people." And a big epic battle ensues with the Queen, played by Angela Bassett, being the general. She leads the forces. Killmonger's there. He saves Okoye. He shows his worth, and eventually at the end, he gets the Black Jaguar style Black Panther suit. Well, the end of the episode shows that Shuri came to Pepper and shows, "Hey, this is what happened. We know that Killmonger actually killed Rhodey and our king. What are we going to do about this?" And then the episode ends. This episode, I liked some of the visuals of it. It was really well written. Just not really one of my favorites. First of all, this is like the third episode I've seen Tony die, and it wouldn't be the last either. But I feel like there should have been a different episode here. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing all the characters from Black Panther come back. It was great seeing Michael B. Jordan again. I really hope that we get more of him, because the multiverse makes anything possible now. I don't know, man. It's very. This is a good episode. I like the episode. It's not one of my favorites. I'll just say that. It probably won't get too much of a low ranking when I do my 10 words or less, but there are some other ones here that I really, really love. This is one that's just okay. It's pretty cool. Some stuff is out of sync. I had a friend say the timeline was off. I don't see the timeline being off, because the original Iron Man is supposed to take place in 2010. The comics that we get for the MCU, the little side comics, the prelude comics, I consider to be fully canon. And in those comics we got from Black Panther, it shows that T'Challa was already in the Black Panther suit, his father having retired in 2010, because they're watching a press conference of Tony Stark saying, "I am Iron Man." So he was already Black Panther at this point. So everyone's age is in the right area. So I really think, overall, great episode. Just wasn't really one of my favorites. Better than episode 7, I guess, which we'll get to next time. But like I said, this video is wrapping up a little bit fast. Did you guys watch this episode? Watch these episodes. Of course you watched it. Why else would you be here? Because there's a lot of spoilers here. Did you like these episodes? What did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm sorry that this video was rushed and unedited and got a lot of issues with it. I'm sorry. That's something I just wanted to get out and get done before the end of September. We'll be putting out better quality content soon, guys. I really do promise. If you're watching this to this end, just to hear my thoughts on these episodes, I really do appreciate you guys. You're the best. I'm gonna sign off now because I gotta get ready to go to work. Yoo-hoo, weehaw. What? Why did I say that? What? I'm sorry, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, stay nerdy natural. I haven't said that in years. What the hell? May the power protect you. May the force be with you. And make sure you have the best day possible. I'm Shadow King. Peace. Oh yeah, subscribe to my other channel too, Shadowverse Comics. Do that.